guys, today we're going to be learning effects in Photoshop, which is one of my favorite things to learn. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and we are going to get started. Cool. So open up Photoshop, follow along with me so you guys are kind of learning while I'm doing this. I want to make sure that you guys understand how to get there. I want to go over our layers another time or again before we get started with effects too. So all of your layers are like each component that you put into Photoshop. So you want to make sure that whatever layer you're working with, that you select it. So this is my layer 6, and if I hover over it, I can see that like this box is highlighted, right? If I go over layer 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, background layer, and this is locked. Your layers, you can do some things on it, so if you want to make sure that it doesn't move, it doesn't get edited, so on and so forth, you can put a little lock next to it by clicking the lock button. So you'll see this pops up, and then if I try to move it or I try to edit it, I can't. So I'm going to take this lock button off by clicking on it. Another thing is if you want to not see it anymore, but you still want it to be a layer, you can click this little eyeball. So you can toggle that back and forth. Say this is on top of the other one, right? If I wanted to make it vice versa, I could move, drag and drop. And then to rename it, you can double click and rename it, and I'm gonna put right, bottom right. Bugs, black, cool. So different things with the layers. We're gonna edit this one first. So I'm gonna click on it and I'm gonna make sure it's clicked over here. So just, double check. And what I want to do is put an effect on it. So that is this little FX down here. So effects, FX, makes sense. So if I want to bevel and emboss, this is basically making it 3D. Okay, hold on. Okay. Bevel and emboss, and it pulls up this menu up here. And I want to make sure that this menu is somewhere where I can actually see what I'm doing. So you see how it kind of makes it 3D? You can edit it. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to mess with all the settings to kind of see what they do to it. And then you can make it deeper or not. You can make it up or down. And you can kind of see what it does over here too. And then you can make it bigger, smaller, right? You can soften it, do stuff like that. You can change the angle on which like the light reflects onto it, so that's pretty cool. You can change the gloss contour. See, it kind of messes with it, see how you like it, see what you want to do with it. Yeah, so that's bevel and emboss, makes it 3D, makes it pretty cool. You can do a lot with that. I'm gonna go ahead and you can see right here how it has like the little effects button, right? So you can toggle that on or off. And then I'm gonna edit layer 5. We're gonna do something else with it. Actually, what I'm gonna do, window, tools, I'm gonna write down what exactly we did here, right? So, okay. And then over here, what do I wanna do? We're gonna add a new effect. So I'm on layer 5, and I'm gonna click FX, and I'm going to put an inner shadow. So make sure we can see it, right? I'm gonna keep it on multiply. You can change the opacity. Opacity is like, if it's at 100% opacity, then you can't see it at all. If it's at 0% opacity, you can't see it at all. If it's at 100% opacity, it means it's gonna be very dark. And you can change the angle on it, you can change the distance. I want to change the angle. The choke, and then the size, and this basically it makes it kind of look like it's going in. So it gives like a little shadow inside. You can change the noise, change the contour if you want, stuff like that. This is one that I use most of the time, honestly. So we're gonna put over here inner shadow. Cool. Another important one is going to be your drop shadow. So it's going to be down here, drop shadow. This is probably the most common one. Opacity, very dark, not at all. Distance, you can put it however far away from it that you want. Spread, or not. So you can do a lot with this one. This is the one that I use the most, at least. So your drop shadow adds a shadow to it. Cool. Actually, I really don't. There we go. Cool, cool. We're gonna go edit this one. Which effect do we want to add on this? Stroke. Cool. So my computer's gonna die. This is going to be, it's white, so let's add something crazy, like lime green, so that you guys can see it, right? You can add a stroke onto this. It just adds like a little outline. And then this one, let's go to FX. We can do, let's do satin. It kind of makes it look like a different texture. Oh, I'm off. See what I do when I don't change my layer. Let's go to layer 1. Satin. You'd probably be able to see it if it was on like a different logo. But it kind of changes the texture to make it look shinier. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, so see there's like a little difference. But anyway, these are your effects. Please mess with all of them. And you're going to be using these all the time, especially in your next graphic. So let me unshare my screen. And hopefully you guys learned something from this. You can add this to text, photos, basically any object in Photoshop. So that's super exciting. You're going to use them from now on. Get used to effects because you're going to use them in every single thing you do. But I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.